and here we go, Monday morning. Live from the ASB
Already.
Financial Studios and Fly on the Wall Productions. You got the Aired Out Podcast, Main Street, Barrie, Vermont, 89 degrees later today.
Oh, I was going to say, not already.
Yeah. No, right now it's about 75 already.
Which is enough.
And you went grocery shopping.
I did yesterday because I had to.
And
Believe me, I didn't want to.
you felt that everybody that was in Price Chopper
Was only there to get cooled down because they were just strolling along.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Chatting in the
Oh,
aisles.
my God.
I actually had to ask these three people, and one of them was actually employees, so that made me a little bit ticked. But I had to ask them to move. Like, hello.
Well, because they're chit-chatting?
Yeah. Like, excuse me. But I said excuse me twice, and then I said, could you please move so I can get over there?
Well, it's free air conditioning, Raylene. I
Yeah,
mean, come
well,
on.
You know,
Yeah.
go jump in a lake.
Yeah. Speaking of jumping in a lake,
You did that.
I jumped in a couple of lakes over the weekend. One of my favorite spots is Ricker Pond.
Right, so that's not a lake.
Well, it's a pond,
Yes.
but it's a beautiful pond.
It is a beautiful pond. It's a gorgeous pond. It's so much fun.
I loved it. I mean, I just had the time of my life. So did Lily. But Lake Groton, I swam across the lake with a friend of mine, Susan.
You did?
Yes.
Were you on her back?
Like a loon.
Did she have a tow rope?
I said to her, I mean, we were there swimming, and I said to her, I have thought about, and this is what I said to her, I have thought about swimming across this lake before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a beautiful lake over, Boulder Beach.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, let's do it. And I thought, of course, I thought
That's
she was.
a very long ways.
Yeah, I thought she was joking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, seriously? And she's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And she starts moving. And I'm like, okay. She's either bullshitting me or
We're going to do this.
or she's really going for it. And if she's really going for it, I need to make sure that today is not the day that I have, heart troubles, chest pains,
Yeah.
heart attack, So we went for it.
And you did it.
And did it.
Now, I've always heard if you start getting tired, if you go underwater, you can get great distance quickly with a lot less effort. Is that true? Do you know?
I think there's some truth to that. Yeah. Less resistance. Yeah, I think that, yeah. But certainly wouldn't save my ass if I was having a heart attack.
No, it would not. No.
So, we're
Maybe you could just roll over onto your back and...
I'm swimming across the lake saying, could she save my life right now if she had to?
Probably not.
But it was such a special feeling to be out in that beautiful, clean water and to be out in the middle of that lake.
Looking back at the dots on the shore.
Being brushed upon by speedboats that are missing my head by inches. To be able to look back to the, north, that would be northeast, and see this massive thunderstorm with huge, thunderheads.
Mm-hmm.
To the northwest, a big, huge storm.
Here it comes, and we're out here.
No.
Bait.
But here's the thing: I knew that this storm had brushed by Groton State Park. It had missed us, and it was moving away. But to be out in the middle of the lake and to look back at this huge, magnificent storm in the distance with the tree line and just the mountains, the backdrop, be out in the middle of the lake was so special. It was just, I loved it. I
So
loved
when you
every
get
second.
when you get over on the other side, do you get out and look back across and say, "Oh shit,
Very much so.
we got to do this again"?
Very much so.
Or do you call for help, or do you just walk the trails? What do you do?
For me, it was more like my eyes were kind of doing this. I was like, I wonder if that guy in his kayak would follow me back. I wonder if this dude over here would give us a taxi ride back across the lake. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Great. Yeah.
Give us a ride.
Hey, if I were to give you a soaking wet $5 bill right now.
Yeah.
Hey, this morning, I just want to say this morning, while I was driving in, I was behind a tractor trailer that says, and I know everyone's seen them, a huge tractor trailer that says, "Truckers keep America rolling."
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't help but think of Giroux General Transport right here in Barrie.
Mm-hmm.
And just how awesome they are and how true that statement is. And we just want to, I said, you know what, when we get in this morning, we're just going to remind people that if they are even remotely thinking about a Class A or Class B CDL driver's license, this is the time to contact Giroux General Transport. They've got companies, local companies, that are calling them every day. We're talking about Tracy and Bill Haynes and saying, hey, we need drivers badly. When is the next class graduating? So
I mentioned them in city council last week because with the bus services that are saying that they're short-staffed. And so I said, well, you could call them.
Right.
And see what they have for graduates coming up.
Yep.
And their whole thing is, well, we train people. We do this, we do that. Well, these people are already trained.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's right.
Because
point.
they do in-house stuff, so it saves them money. But it would save you money the same way because these people are ready to rock and roll.
They are.
So,
like now.
Right. So give them a call.
And here's the phone number. It's 279-3325. 802-279-3325. Tracy's probably going to be the one answering the phone. Mm-hmm. She knows all of the future class dates, participation so far, who's signed up, how many spots are available, but space is filling up. Mm-hmm. Get on their Facebook page, too, at Giroux General Transport.
Yeah, and if you need help with VSAC or funding or anything, she can talk to you about that, help you with all of that.
That's right.
Yeah, they're great.
We are going to chat at about 9:45 this morning with a veterinarian who is just very much privy to the fact that people are relinquishing their pets, mostly dogs, because they can't afford them right now with inflation at 9 point whatever %, and everything is expensive. Food, gas, housing, I mean, everything, insurance. People are giving up their beloved pets.
Which is horrible.
And it's not just an expense thing, but it's also a housing thing. It's a housing situation
thing. Because a lot of places, if you need to rent, they don't accept pets. And
right.
Yeah.
Reminder, so again, that's going to be about 9:45 this morning. A reminder that the primaries are tomorrow. Of course, Michael Booten telling us this. We haven't forgot Michael.
No, we would have gotten to it.
We would have gotten to it.
We promise.
He thought that we would have completely
forgotten
through.
that tomorrow is the 9th.
Sure.
And you're supposed to vote for Rory and Bridget.
Yes.
Like, duh. Like I would have forgotten that. And Michael Deering. We can't forget
Michael Deering as well. These guys have been working their tails off. So many have.
Yes, they have.
I don't care who it is that you vote for. Everyone has worked so hard. All parties.
Yeah, so take in all the information and make informed decisions.
And give them respect.
It's out there.
Give them respect. no matter if they're a D or an R or a blue or a red or whatever, just everyone's working hard. So,
Right.
my God, just give them a break. And even if you don't agree with them, give a little toot on the horn and a wave or something if you see them.
Right. Or
out.
just pass by with nothing.
Sure.
That's better than
Right.
being an asshole.
Very true. Today is National Happiness Day. National Happiness Day.
Okay.
So just shut up and be happy.
That wasn't a very happy.
Well, no,
Be happy.
It's also, and I'm not kidding
Where's
here.
your jolly this morning there, old fella?
I actually, really, I'm not kidding here. Today is National. Are you sitting down?
I am, sweetheart.
Sneak some zucchini into your neighbor's porch day.
Because there's so much of it that
That's
you
it.
don't know what to do with it.
That's it. And if anybody wants to put,
They can put some on mine.
please put some on mine.
Yeah,
Please.
I need some
I love
zucchini
it.
bread and zucchini and squash casserole. And some
Relish.
fried zucchini. Yeah, relish.
I make Mom's recipe for relish. Is unbelievable.
Yes, so many things. It makes you can make really good chocolate cake with zucchini as well.
Yep. I've had it. With chocolate chips.
No, I do just chocolate cake. I don't do chocolate chips too, but
Let's see. Heather Slayton saying Rock Solid Crew IOMC did Imagination Station Snoozling Room at Well Space. Another solid fundraiser this weekend.
That's awesome.
1,000. What? $1,725.
Awesome.
We got to get them on to talk about Dee's Ride coming up September 17th.
Yeah, that's a great group of guys.
Can we do that?
I know a few of them. Sure.
All right.
I can reach out.
We'll make that happen, Heather. She's also reminding if you haven't mailed your early ballot, walk it in.
Yeah, it will not get there by tomorrow. You'll be lucky if it gets there next month. So walk it in.
Postmarks do not count.
No, and a lot of people, a lot of locations have bins outside. If you don't want to go inside and have contact, there's plenty of ways.
Yeah. Let's see. Heather's saying that she's got tons. I'm guessing that's zucchini. Heather, bring it over here. She says, come and get some and hop in the pool. Heather has a pool?
Yeah, it's a huge in-ground pool.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I'll take you.
Heather Slayton has a pool?
She does. And the most gorgeous view you've been able to see in a very long time.
Stop it.
She sits right on top of the mountain, and it's beautiful.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that I will...
You guys can swim, and I'll drink a beer and sit in the lawn chair.
I'm going to invite half of Central Vermont over there. I'll pick the day and time.
But she would not care. That's the thing, because that's Heather. She wouldn't give a shit. She'd be like, all right, let's go.
I had no idea that Heather Slayton had a pool.
Yeah.
Now I know, you know, and the rest of Central Vermont
Those are, she's one of the most relaxed people I've ever met in my life. I really think that. That's why she can handle all those kids.
Well,
she has like a passel of them.
Not going to be able to handle me in the powder blue, sparkly
None of us could handle that.
Speedo.
None of us.
Stories trending in Vermont this morning. Do I understand this? And I'm not trying to
Don't know.
create any rumors or anything, but do I understand correctly about the snack shack?
What about it?
That they might be closing?
I have not heard that.
Okay.
Who told you that?
A few different people.
I have not heard that. It's been for sale for a long time.
Okay.
But I had not heard that it's closing.
Okay. I have to just say.
I will be very sad.
That's what I was just going to say.
I will be devastated.
I will be beyond sad. We absolutely cannot lose the Snack Shack. That's just
the Rickster burger.
It's beyond the Rickster. I mean, this is a landmark for us here in Central Vermont.
It is.
And it just can't happen.
Well, I'm going to have to touch base with Sue and see what the hell's going on.
If you don't mind, that would be great.
Of course I don't mind. There was also a rumor last week that Corey Kitchen and Spirits was closing, and that's not true either.
That was a bunch of bullshit, and that pisses me off, just like it pissed off Melissa and Justin.
Well, we posted it for them, and we definitely got the word out.
Yeah,
over 5,000 people saw our post. So,
right.
Hopefully, people know that they're still there and going,
and actually doing well. They're doing well, and there was a long time there where they weren't. I think all restaurants were not doing well, but they're doing great.
Speaking of that, I heard there was another plug of money for restaurants. I heard that if you didn't apply for one thing or you weren't in a situation where you gained money from the first round, that there was more money available to restaurant owners. That would be great if that was the case. And then Tom was talking to us, was it last week or the week before, about so many people were concentrated on the PPE loans.
Yes.
That there is actually money out there. It's called something else, an XYZ LMNOP.
Call
or
Salvador
whatever.
and Babbitt.
Yeah, and they will help you.
You.
And you can get, it's a certain amount of money, I think, per employee. I think it was like $1,400, maybe even more. I don't remember, but it was per employee. So yeah, call Salvador and Babbitt and find out what XYZ LMNOP is.
Yeah, and you can tell them that we said that. ABC XYZ.
Oh, shit.
And they'll have a good laugh on that. Just a reminder about tomorrow being primary day. Don't forget that some contested races are also going to be decided for lieutenant governor, attorney general, secretary of state, and in multiple legislative districts. So the importance of exercising not only your due diligence, but also your right. You live in a country where you have a right. Your voice matters. You have a right to vote.
So please do.
Don't take that shit for granted.
No.
You know, and
it's important. I've heard from a couple of people that I really respect when they say something, and they have said, really, tomorrow is the election.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we'll vote again in November, but what happens tomorrow will kind of really seal the deal and show the real numbers.
It's true.
And so it's important.
It's very important.
No slacking. No excuses.
That's right.
I believe I heard Michael Deering, I believe, said that it's going to be like a drive-through voting system up at the auditorium. Tell us, boys.
Yeah, I'm
not sure.
We'll find out here in a second. 89 degrees later today. We have some clouds, some isolated storms, are possible thunderstorms this afternoon. Don't be surprised if you see one boiling up in the atmosphere and you hear some thunder. Nothing
falls down.
Right.
It just stays up there, makes it swampier.
Knowing that there's the possibility for some thunderstorm activity, being that it's 89 degrees today, don't do some dumbass thing like swim out into the middle of a lake.
Right.
And be vulnerable to the lightning. Helpless. Dumbass. Let's see. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. We're going to get down about 70 degrees. You know where I'm going to be?
On the patio.
On the patio. Sitting there, looking up at the horizon, watching the storms roll in. There's very little that I love to do more than that.
I know this.
And then Tuesday, tomorrow, thank God we're going to get some rain. Thunderstorms in the morning, off and on showers in the afternoon, highs around 76. So a little bit of a cool front, or cooler front that is coming in.
It's going to keep it 70s during the day, 50s at night. Get rid of the humidity.
I know. I have never been a big fan of, a couple of days of rain all at once, but I'm really happy. Look, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are all very good chance for rain showers. Thank God.
Tomorrow being the most chance.
Ugh.
I know. And,
Thank God, man.
We're
in a drought.
Needs it.
Yeah, it's more than it's the farmers. My God, we're in a pretty hardcore drought. I have my artesian well, and then I have another well, which is a gravity-fed well that's up in the mountain that comes down the mountain and feeds a whole separate line in my house. It's not drinking water or anything. It's just an old well. It's gone dry. It's in 20 years that's happened. This is the second time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, other stories trending in Vermont, and this one hits me a little bit because I know exactly where this is, and I have sat right on the edge of Rock Point in Burlington. A man fell off of that cliff, which you don't even want to know. They're saying it's around 80 to 100 feet.
Wow.
And believe me, it looks like it's 400 when you're sitting on the edge. Was located in the water by a boater who witnessed the fall. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Wow.
That happened over the weekend. Vermont public health officials not concerned. I'm going to say this again for anyone who's not listening. Vermont public health officials are not concerned about monkeypox becoming a major issue in Vermont. You heard it here first. Mark Levine, our health commissioner, says he does not expect monkeypox to spread as quickly or widely as coronavirus. He says people can avoid getting monkeypox by not having contact with infected people. Duh.
Yeah.
It is not easily spread. There has only been one confirmed case of monkeypox so far in Vermont. 19-year-old man, serious injuries after an elderly woman caused him to crash his motorcycle in Barton. Dominic Brown of Barton riding on Church Street on Friday when 82-year-old Mary King turned left into the path of the motorcycle. He was ejected from the bike, taken to the hospital by helicopter with life-threatening injuries.
She failed to yield. I have a picture of it on Air It Out, actually, of the bike embedded into the hood and into the windshield of the car.
I saw that. I saw that picture. And I'm going to be honest with you. The second that I saw it, I said, wow, this is some, freak story out of, somewhere out west or down in Florida where there's a lot of freaky shit that happens, far out stories. And then when I saw the word Barton and I saw that it was Vermont, I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. Do we know how this elderly woman is?
It said very minor injuries.
Having a motorcycle come through the windshield?
Yeah.
Minor injuries. Okay. Somebody's watching out.
There was another really bad motorcycle accident in Northfield as well. A young man was struck by a car, and they actually darted him from Norwich to the hospital with some pretty significant injuries. And last I knew, he was going into surgery yesterday. He had been intubated. Since that, they have been able to take the tube out, and he is breathing on his own. But some very serious injuries. Just a young man too.
Every time I get on my bike, every single time, I don't know. We
all need to pay attention. They need to pay attention and be aware, because they obviously are aware of the fact that people aren't aware.
Sure.
And they just need to not be dumbasses, because they can easily weave here or weave there. And, it's not always the fault of the other person.
Yes.
A lot of times, but not always. And so
Right.
everybody has to be responsible.
Yeah. Yes. True.
I've seen some bikes do some pretty dumbass shit.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen, the day that we left Quick Loop,
Yeah.
somebody came off Quarry Hill.
Yeah.
He never stopped. He just came right off Quarry Hill, right through those. It was probably yellow, gonna turn red, and never stopped. Just turn. And had I not been paying attention, I could have easily creamed him.
Yeah. I mean, the blanket statement that motorcycles are everywhere. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. And some people that ride motorcycles are dumbasses, and some people that are driving cars are dumbasses because they're not paying attention.
Exactly.
The Vermont Antique and Classic Car Meet. I can't believe that it is coming next weekend, August 12, 13, and 14. That's this weekend. Mm-hmm. I said next weekend. Holy shit, that's this weekend. Forest Field, Route 2, just west of Waterbury. Children 12 and under are free. Everybody else is $15. Mm-hmm. So, when you want to see some classic cars, that's the place to go. Bottom line, biggest in the East.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the place.
I've been a few times.
And if you have a little bit of cash in your pocket and you've always wanted that muscle car, this is the time to get one. And if you wait until Sunday the 14th, toward the later part of the day, some of those classic cars that are sitting there that have been trailered in, real beauties. The owners really were hoping to sell. They don't want to trailer them back home to Pennsylvania or New York or wherever they come, Florida, wherever they're from. So they'll give you a good deal. So if you always wanted that, what's that Corvette that you've?
No, I want a '69 Camaro.
'69 Camaro.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, it's a '69 or '70 Chevelle. Mm-hmm. That's my car. Mm-hmm. I had a '70 Cutlass when I was in high school.
Which is pretty cool.
Badass car.
When you were in high school, did you think it was cool, though?
Oh. Actually, you know what? Actually, I did.
You did?
I did. I loved it. I used to do little, smoke shows in the parking lot after school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was an asshole.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Are you surprised?
No.
National news, credit card debt surges as inflation pushes Americans to borrow more. That's the headline. Mm-hmm. Not surprised.
And they're willing to give you more. I probably get at least 5 and sometimes more credit card solicitations
in the mail
every week.
Yep.
Every week. It's ridiculous.
Because it is so
in my
tempting,
email
though.
And text, and
it's so tempting.
It is tempting, especially if you're struggling and it's that little extra money and you say to yourself, oh, that will help me get by. But yeah, only until you max it out and you need the payment.
That's right.
It's
and interest rates are ticking higher each month too. Mm-hmm. We'll give you some tips on being careful about your credit card.
I heard that speaking of just money situations, Olympia Sports at the mall, they're all closing finally, but Olympia Sports, we have one still here in Berlin, and so they have started their liquidation sale. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who need to do a little school shopping,
that's cool.
Maybe, sometimes they jack the prices up, mark them down a tiny bit before they actually, but I would hope that maybe you could find some really good deals up there.
That's a great idea. Speaking of school shopping, back to school, shout out to Connecting Hope and Faith Community Church. Their Go Week was last week. Mm-hmm. Or is it this week? I think it was last week. Wasn't it?
Well, they were collecting supplies. I know the food drive was over the weekend.
They had their back to school event on Saturday.
Yeah.
From 9 to 1.
And their clothing giveaway might be this week.
I think it was last week.
It was.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it was. I think it ended Friday. It was Friday night from 5 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just massively successful.
Yes.
I saw some of the
Yes.
pictures.
I did too. And I know, like I said, the food drive I knew was set up at Price Chopper, I believe, on Saturday with
Yeah.
the Pellegrinis.
Right. Jenny Thompson saying it was last week. It was tremendous. I mean, they had their sports camp going on. They had the food drive. They had the clothes drive.
I know.
They had the back to school, everything. We have a little old lady who's
They were all
behind you looking at
working.
her live sign that's out on the sidewalk right now. Little old lady.
Isn't she cutie?
She's looking. Can't see her, but she's just behind Raylene. Here, she's going to look in now. Let's wave to her. No.
I could have knocked.
There she goes.
Startled her.
You know what she's saying right now? What in the hell is a podcast? What's a podcast?
Probably.
The Senate yesterday, national headlines, passed the Democrats' $750 billion health care tax and climate bill.
Mm-hmm.
Big win for Joe Biden and his party. Not sure how you feel about this, folks, but of course, we would love to see what you have to say, your comments. The final party line vote was 51 to 50. Skin of the chinny chin chin right there.
For sure.
Whew. Kamala Harris, by the way, vice president, broke the tie. Did you know that? She did. She was the one of the 51. The Democrat-controlled House, which is expected to take up the legislation on Friday, must approve the bill before Biden can sign it into law. The measure includes a handful of important but narrow provisions to lower prescription drug prices and extend Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies.
They all say that,
for
but that's
3
such
years.
bullshit. It really is. I've been hearing that for forever, and I'm here to tell you right now that over the last 2 months with the shit that I've been dealing with medically, that...
Here we go. She's climbing up on the soapbox.
I'm serious. I have paid hundreds of dollars out of pocket just to make sure that I get to keep my leg, for Christ's sakes. And you know what it is? It's a code. So the problem I have is called pemphigoid. Pemphigoid is a rare disease. I also have diabetes. So the only way they can bill it to the insurance company is by saying it's a diabetic ulcer because they have a code for that. So then they write a prescription, and the prescription that they write takes care of my problem, the pemphigoid,
Right.
but it is not supposed to be used for diabetic ulcers. So the insurance company rejects it. And you can go ahead and fight it, and 30 days takes them 30 days for a decision, sometimes longer. And in the meantime, your leg's rotting off, and oh, well for you.
Yeah.
Or you can find a way to pay for it and not eat or do
Right.
anything else
Right.
for 2 months.
And
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Disgusting. Big Pharma is disgusting. I mean,
Healthcare for profit.
really, when you start talking about stuff like this, you start going up higher and higher and higher, and before you know it, you're at 40,000 feet looking down.
Yeah.
There's tons of issues with this shit
There is.
in America, and it ain't going to be going away anytime soon.
And why all of a sudden have we literally put healthcare into that small of a box that you have these codes?
Right.
This is what it means.
Right.
And you can have these medicines for these codes, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. Amen.
Imagine if men could only take Viagra for their heart troubles.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
We'd all be in big trouble.
Another wave of airline cancellations and delays over the weekend. More than 7,000, actually almost 8,000 flights were delayed 950 flights were canceled just yesterday alone, according to the flight tracking website FlightAware. Almost 1,000 flights canceled.
Because of staffing, correct?
Just yesterday. They can't find pilots.
Yeah.
And some flight attendants.
Mm-hmm. And the ones that they have need to rest because you can only do a certain number of hours. Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unpredictable schedules.
Mm-hmm.
The flight attendants are saying that their mental and physical well-being is being compromised. They can't find pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Raylene, this is not the time to be jumping on a plane. And if you do,
have extra days available.
You need to have some extra money in your pocket for unexpected expenses, restaurants, hotels, whatever, because...
And it's worth paying the extra money for the insurance when you get the ticket.
It is. But don't... If you're going to fly somewhere, wherever, business, leisure, doesn't matter.
Plan for the worst.
Plan for the worst.
And hope for the best.
Hope for the best. And when the worst happens, I'm sorry, your flight has been completely canceled. You're not going to be going to Disney anytime soon. You're going to miss at least 2 days of your vacation, maybe 3. Don't be surprised. And don't be an asshole about it either. To the guy that's working the desk, it's not his fault.
No.
It's circumstantial. It is what it is. Expect that. And if you really have a problem with it, drive your damn car.
Yeah.
And you're going to be paying more in gas. Don't be
right. The
pissed
people
about
that are
either.
there are trying to do their job.
Right.
But they can only do what they can do. And I don't want a pilot that has been flying for 16, 20 hours straight to take me again on a 4-hour trip. Sorry.
Exactly.
Please go close your eyes somewhere.
Right. We have at least 68 migrants that arrived in New York City over the weekend on buses sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Some of them apparently were being forced on buses from Texas. However, Abbott's office says migrants are volunteering to be bussed out of his state. I'm just seeing the story here. Abbott has designated New York as a drop-off location for the busing strategy as part of his response to the Biden administration's open border policies, which are overwhelming Texas communities right now.
I'm going to answer Becky.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the issue, Becky, is that there is no code for pemphigoid. And so the next best thing is for them to code it as a diabetic ulcer, even though that's not what it is. And so it gets paid for as a diabetic ulcer, the insurance, my medical bills, but it doesn't coincide with prescriptions. And so when the doc writes me a prescription for pemphigoid steroids, going to put me on steroids, it doesn't fit with the diabetic ulcer because you don't put diabetics on mass amounts of steroids. So, yeah, that's where the problem it is.
I'm just checking the community spotlight here. The Barry Area Senior Center has got a fundraiser coming up. And you know how I feel about seniors. I love seniors. So I saw this, that they've been selected as the beneficiary of the Hannaford Helps reusable bag program. Each time the $2.50 reusable community bag is purchased at the South Barry Hannaford store during the month of August, the Barry Area Senior Center is going to get a $1 donation. So I think just me, I'm just saying, and some people say, well, JD, you can't say that, but I think they should get the whole $2.50. The Barry Area Senior Center, not $1. But I think it's wonderful that Hannaford's and South Barry's doing this.
I do too. Every little bit counts.
Of course. Drug Overdose Awareness Month is this month. We are 8 days into it. We've got a vigil coming up on the 31st at Lyman Point Park in White River Junction for a vigil for those who have passed away from overdose in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Yes, and anywhere. If you live in Vermont and one of your loved ones lives in Florida and they passed away and you want them to be remembered,
right?
You can get us their name and we will make sure that they are added to the list.
All right.
Or get me their name if you just message me. Actually, I'll post the link again so that I've gotten quite a few messages, unfortunately, and added several names.
Okay.
And several that have passed away literally just in the last couple of weeks.
All right. At some point this week, I want to talk with.
Can I say something while we're talking about that really quick
please.
before you do that? I already talked to you about it. So I want people to be aware with their kids right now that we're not just needing to worry about finding needles and stuff on the ground. I mean, yes, worry about that. Talk to them about that. But please talk to them about also finding little baggies with pretty things stamped on them, flowers, bumblebees.
Looks like candy.
Yeah, and usually they're empty, but if they find this cute little baggie and they think, oh, whatever, and they pick it up and bring it to you, or even pick it up and look at it, you have no idea what's been in that.
Sure.
They pick it up, and then their hands go in their mouths.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we need to be aware of that. Also, these little rubber containers, they're round, they're square, they're shaped as a dice or a diamond or all these things. They're just this little rubber container, but they're bright colored and pretty, and be aware of those things and and talk with them about the fact that literally just don't pick anything up without asking an adult first. Just don't.
Yep.
And it saddens me that we've gotten to a point where
we have to have this
we
conversation.
have to have that conversation. I mean, it was bad enough when we said needles or anything else, but now we're even talking about little bags, for God's sakes. And, you used to say, great, pick up your trash, and what a great thing it was to pick up trash. And even if you're somebody that is doing that, wear your rubber gloves and just be careful.
I often have conversations with Lily where while I'm having the conversation, I'm saying, I have a voice in my head that is saying, I can't believe I'm having this conversation. I never, ever, ever heard anything like this when I was Lily's age.
No,
I lived in it. It was an innocent world. Everything was just, I don't know. It was just, I mean, not everything was different, but a lot of things were different. And I can't believe half the time, and maybe I'm aging myself by talking like this, but I just can't believe that I'm having this conversation. But they have to happen, for sure.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I just this whole thing with the expense of daily living and the housing crisis, and which is everywhere, and food and gas and inflation and this and that, and energy costs are up 41% nationally right now. Your electricity, your heating fuel this winter is going to be brutal, and more than ever, we're going to have to check on our neighbors and follow up with not just the elderly, but all of our friends and our neighbors, and make sure that they're okay. We're going to have to do that more than ever. Not just the elderly, not just the disabled, but everyone, because it is going to be harsh. It's going to be harsh.
Yeah, mentally, it's going to...
There are people, because of the higher costs, that are that feel that they have no other option than to surrender their pets, specifically dogs, according to this new survey conducted by pet care site Rover. And I'm going to link this up here on our page. The majority of pet parents say that they are spending more on their animals than they were 6 months ago. More than 90% of pet owners in the United States say they have noticed an increase in pet-related costs because of inflation, up from 71% since January, according to this survey.
The dog food has gone up crazy.
It's absolutely amazing. I'm going to try to reach right now Dr. Sean Messenier, who is a veterinarian and a nationally known pet care expert. He opened Paws and Claws Animal Hospital and Holistic Pet, centered in, he started it in 1991. See if I can reach him this morning. But also for, looks like I've missed him, but also that people have had to adjust for health issues with their pets. And you have just recently had a go with McCormick, your dog. And thank God that you had pet insurance, Raylene.
It was still expensive, but...
It's still expensive.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't had pet insurance...
Yeah, and thankfully his daddy was able to take care of that.
I mean, that...
You know,
you'll be up over $1,000 without even blinking. See if I can reach Sean here. This guy is speaking out about this kind of stuff, and is very familiar with how much people are suffering financially when it comes to taking care of their pets. Good morning, Doctor. How are you?
How are you doing today?
We're looking for Dr. Messenier.
Yes, let me grab him. I believe he's assisting in surgery, but I'll be right back.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you've ever seen this website Rover, but it's amazing. It's amazing. And forget about when it comes to dog treats and accessories and stuff like that. I mean, forget about it. All the extras, the fancy leashes and the fancy expensive treats, and especially if your dog is on a some kind of prescription diet.
Yeah, well, and mine have always only eat. They have chicken,
right,
rice, and either pumpkin, sweet potato.
Oh, I've heard the pumpkin
I
is
cook
great.
all of that.
I've heard about that.
So I cook it all.
Vitamin K, right?
And it's good for their urinary tract. But all of that stuff has to be prepared for them. And, they have dry dog food too, but they don't really care to eat it.
How can you? I mean, to me, it's baffling that you could. We're waiting for Dr. Sean Messenier. I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name right, but he's a veterinarian. I think he's out in Texas, and has opened Paws and Claws Animal Hospital and Holistic Pet Center. Started it in 1991, and he's been speaking out about pet owners having to relinquish their pets because they simply can't afford them. Has it really come to that, Raylene? I can't either.
It'd be like giving up one of my kids.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it. So we're just waiting for him to connect here. We'll get him here in a second. At least we'll try to. But to surrender your animal because of housing concerns, eviction for lack of affordable housing, I just can't. I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, I understand during the COVID lockdowns that pet adoption soared, and now, sadly, we have millions of Americans that are trying to figure out what they can do. You know, and they're being forced to make tough decisions about how many mouths they can afford to feed. This is crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's very sad.
Hello.
Good morning, Doctor. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, we got you on the Aired Out podcast. We know you're busy, but what do you say about all of this? That people are having to relinquish their pets because they simply can't afford it.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough situation because when people were adopting all these pets from the shelter during COVID, one of the concerns doctors, including myself, had was, okay, well, once COVID ends, are these people now going to give the pets back because they don't need a companion to keep them company at home?
Right.
And unfortunately, it's now an economic issue as well, not just, we're tired of the pet, so to speak. So economically, it's a tough situation because you obviously have to put yourself and your family's needs first. My hope is that the shelters will at least adopt them out to somebody else. I have heard of some shelters around the country that have some foster networks where they can foster the pets maybe temporarily until people get back on their feet and or inflation gets under control. But we don't know when that's going to be, probably 6 to 12 months or so.
And the average monthly cost of owning a dog right now in America is ranging between $40 and just under $300 a month, depending on if you have an older dog that needs some health care.
Yeah, I think the pets that would fare the best are those that are in good health, that are eating whatever is an affordable diet for the owner. Even if it's not the best diet, they may just have to buy the cheapest food they can at the store and try to stretch it out. I would encourage owners that may be on the borderline of should we keep the pet or not, can we afford to, is to stop all preventive care, just like you might have to stop, a doctor visit for yourself, and only deal with illness, which is not obviously ideal, but at least if the pet's ill, can you talk to the doctor? Could the pet have one drug rather than 3 or 4? Could we put off some blood rechecks or some x-rays for a while? So I think, there may be a light for some of these pets. Unfortunately, if it comes down to feeding your family or your pet, you got to deal with side with the family.
And some of these adoption agencies are significantly reducing their adoption fees.
Yes, I did read that as well, too. So I think anything that can help is fine. Still, regardless of what the fee is, because most of them are not expensive, you still need to be able to provide the pet some care. Now, the other thing that might be an option is some of these adoption places could reach out to veterinarians and maybe work with them to say, look, can you help us by providing some basic care? Maybe we can't pay your full fee. Can we pay you a little something? Or can we have a credit and pay you when things look better? I think if adoption agencies tried to do that, and veterinarians like myself might have to talk to some of the drug companies and say, look, can you give us some free heartworm preventive? Can you give us some free flea and tick medicine, at least to bite us through this, to keep these pets out of the centers or out of, unfortunately, the need for euthanasia? I think if we all work together to help each other, it's only going to be a temporary issue, and then we can go back to the way things were.
Tell us about your animal hospital and holistic pet center that you started back in the early 90s.
Yes. Okay. So my hospital is really different. It's kind of like a functional medicine practice for pets. So we do focus on a lot of wellness care. And again, if we have to stop some of that for some pets for a while, that's okay. But we also focus on keeping the pets healthy by using really good diets, by using nutritional supplements, in minimizing and saying no to unnecessary vaccines and drugs. And as a result, I've found that I have very few euthanasias in my practice. My patients tend to live longer and healthier, and they're able to spend more time with the owners. It's really a win-win situation for everybody.
Your website, pawsandclawsanimalhospital.com.
Yes, correct.
Wow. It sounds like you really are onto something that is trending across America, and it seems like it has been now for the last 10, 15, maybe longer than that, years. there are so
Yeah,
many.
you know, I found as people are taking better care of themselves and not wanting to just keep pushing drugs on themselves, they do want to do the same thing for their pets. And, you know, I do a lot of nutritional supplements. I don't really hardly ever get sick. I mainly go to the doctor for wellness care, which is what I typically see in my practice, which I really like.
What say you about pet insurance? Where do you stand on this? Is it some people say, oh, yeah, waste of money. Others, they wouldn't have their pets if it wasn't for their insurance policies that they currently have, because they would have had to put their animal down.
Absolutely. So I'm a big fan of pet insurance if you get a good one, and there's some really good ones out there, and there's some really bad ones out there. So you've got to kind of do some research and work with your doctor. I also like wellness plans. In our own practice, we have wellness plans for our clients where they can pay a little bit every month and get a ton of wellness care, really almost for free in some cases, based upon the plan they choose. So I think pet insurance is great, because I know if your pet gets cancer, as an example, you're going to spend $10,000, $20,000 or more in a short period of time if you want to try to help your pet. Insurance could cover 80 or 90% of that. So I'm a big fan of insurance. You know, there's some plans out there like Trupanion that I really don't like. There are other ones that are really good that are very easy to work with. I think it's just, you know, again, you have to budget for pet insurance, and right now may be difficult for some owners, but if you can budget something, you're going to get a lot of care almost for free, because it really does reduce costs quite a bit, and it's a lot easier to deal with than people insurance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Doctor, we thank you ever so much. We will.
Thank you.
Listen, we'll sneak you back on if we have an opportunity to talk pets and pet care with you again soon, if we can.
Yeah, thanks so much. I enjoyed it. And if you want to send me like a link to your podcast, we'll post that out on our social media as well.
We'll do that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good
Have
day.
a great
Stay
day.
cool. Bye-bye.
Anytime you speak with a veterinarian, I mean, they're just buried. I mean, they're so busy.
Yeah.
And the fact that he would take some time out and chat with us real quick is frankly, pretty darn cool.
It is pretty darn cool.
I don't know. I was reading about this yesterday, and I got thinking about it. You know, what would we do? You know, I mean, we just.
Oh, I don't even. I can't even think about it. I can't even think about it. No.
Yeah.
No, complete devastation, and for anybody that has to do that, I'm so sorry. And
Sure. Yeah.
and maybe put out ads to see if there are people willing to foster until you're back on your feet. And
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
you know, Front Porch Forum or
friends.
Yeah, friends, or you just say, I need a little help. I can help a little. I just can't do everything right now.
Especially someone who's elderly on a fixed income. You know, come on. I mean, the companionship of these animals is critical.
But once again, we are in this situation that I know we've been trapped in it for 2 years now.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it seems like even longer,
Sure.
truthfully. But we need each other.
Yeah, we do.
Just do. And so don't be afraid to ask.
Right.
Don't be ashamed to ask. We're all in the same boat. And,
Sure.
you know.
That's right. Yeah, well said. Sports this morning. I see that the Mountaineers have called it a season, which is it's a bummer. You know, I don't know. It just seems like, you know, the Mountaineers done now. So what does that mean? You know, the end of the summer and
means fall and football and all of that stuff, and then the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens are playing. I mean, they're just they're playing a lot. What else is in sports? NFL training camps waging on this week as teams prepare for the upcoming preseason slate. Giants are going to visit the Patriots on Thursday, Raylene. Ravens host the Titans. 49ers can be with the Packers on Friday. Chiefs and Bears on Saturday. There's a lot going on for NFL preseason.
I heard that
action.
Thunder Road was pretty jam-packed full of action this
my
weekend,
God,
too.
it was.
Taylor Hoare took a
Yes.
4th place win.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeffrey Martin took first in his...
Yep. He got the 50-lap special for the RK Miles Street Stocks. Jeffrey Martin, Tyler Whittemore from Barry second. Dean Swister Jr. from Waterford. There's a name that keeps coming up right there.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Taylor Horforth, Kyler Davis from Berlin, rounding out the top 5. The Enduro, Albie Ofit.
I know, Albie.
Wow. Incredible. He's got to be thrilled. 200
I'm
laps.
sure. Can you imagine Jason and the kids like standing there cheering him on, hollering, screaming?
Yes, I can. They were thrilled.
He's in the seat this time.
He made all 200 laps, and Richie Turner, 199 laps.
Yeah.
I mean, what a run.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nick DeBlois, 196. So, Danny Doyle in 4th, 195 laps. Caleb,
And for the people that stuck it out,
yeah, right.
and watching, and those drivers, can you imagine being in those cars yesterday? Can you even imagine?
I know how hot it was. My God.
I'm just going to assume they don't have air conditioning. Maybe they do, but
you don't know. They could have.
yeah.
They could have had AC blasting. Caleb Bedard, 193 laps, rounding out the top 5 here. But you know what? We're going to post all 83 drivers. We're going to post them all up on Facebook. So there you have it. All right. Hey, it just I grabbed this brochure and I keep seeing it here, and I just want to mention the Caledonia County Fair is coming August 24th through the 28th. Did you know that this is Vermont's oldest fair? I did not.
I didn't know that.
176 years. The Caledonia County Fair. So I plan on it. CaledoniaCountyFair.com. Listen, I know that there's going to be a lot more stuff that we're going to be sharing throughout the day today.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm forgetting about a million things for some reason.
Well, let's not forget about Fecto Homes and the fact that they're busier than ever right now and doing so much for our community and even outside of Central Vermont and Washington County. I mean, they've got people coming from all over. Because their inventory is growing. I drove by there a couple of days ago, and I couldn't believe that gorgeous modular home.
And they've been, and they have some models that have come in that are models that came in and are on the lot that they're selling off the lot because they're clearance models.
See that?
And so they do have some left. I was checking out the website yesterday. Some have been spoken for or sold already. But yeah, give them a call. Go check it out.
Some factories are well into 2023 on new orders. So listen, if you're even remotely thinking about this, it would behoove you to stay up with their inventory. Keep watch of their Facebook page. Keep watch of their website. Stop by at 350 River Street in Montpelier. Email them info@fectohomes.com or pick up the phone 229-2721. Arrange a viewing, browse the inventory, and
you don't even have to arrange it. If you want to be just down there by yourself,
right?
They're open during the day. Most of the models are open.
Right.
You can just go on your own time. Look around and talk if you want to.
Exactly. They are not going to be alarmed if they see you peeking through the window of one of the homes that they have there.
Right. And you're not going to be all of a sudden attacked by these salesmen. And it's a very relaxed environment.
Or the police. They're not going to be concerned if they see you looking through the windows.
No.
They're not going to think that you're a peeping Tom.
And on the 21st, they're going to have a big furniture sale in their off lot right across from the Wayside. Yeah. So they, I think it's the 21st. It's the 21st Saturday?
No, the 20th.
Oh, the 20th. Okay. So, yeah, I posted some stuff about it already, the times. But it will be there. It's all of the furniture that they stage with, and they have an abundance of it. And So they're hoping that people will come buy it all up
Yeah.
because they can't store it all anymore.
Yeah. Great point. And let's talk about Preston Skia this morning, presenting sponsor also of the Aired Out podcast. Finally, we have an auto dealership right here in our backyard that really has solutions to what the hell's going on right now. Everyone's freaking out. Do I buy
And an inventory.
Yeah. Do I buy new? Do I buy used?
Mm-hmm.
What's, how does inflation work and the interest rates? And holy shit, it's overwhelming. It's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Buying, what is it? Car, child, home. Those are like the three most stressful things, not necessarily in that order.
Mm-hmm.
But they're right up there. Buying a car can be super stressful. These guys and gals, you walk in there, no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to sit down with you. They're going to get you into something that you can comfortably afford, that you're not going to lose your pants over.
Right.
We love them.
And they have an inventory. They've been getting new cars in every day. Their selection of used cars as they sell the new cars has grown tremendously. So a lot to choose from down there. And you can shop online. You don't have to go there in person. You can shop online. You can do everything right from your kitchen if you want to. They will even deliver it to you.
Yes, they will.
We were there when they were going to bring a car to where? North Carolina?
Yeah, North Carolina. It was. Yeah. I'm not joking. Okay. You're gonna JD's bullshitting. I'm not. Ask Sherilyn last night in the underwear on the couch on PrestonSkia.com.
You were shopping?
I was just looking to see if they had a pickup truck. I'm back to thinking about a pickup truck now. In the practicality of I just need a pickup truck. I'm tired.
Me too. I want to pick up.
I'm tired of putting a truckload of soil in the trunk of my Corolla. I'm done with it. And the vacuum.
Your Corolla's tired of it too.
Of course. And it just vacuuming it out. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I need it. I've come to that point. The next pickup truck I get, I'll never go back to a car. I just won't. I don't care about the gas mileage. I don't care. Anyway, I really was. I was on PrestonSkia.com last night. I was checking out their Facebook page too.
Well, good.
So have a great rest of your day, everybody. Be kind. Be courteous. And if you can't be kind, get them right between the eyes. That's what Lily says to me.
Kind of vicious this morning.
That's what Lily says to me. I'll be kind, Dad. I will always be kind first. But if I can't, right between the eyes.
I love her.
Yeah.
Lilyism.
Have a great day, everybody. God bless. And remember, if you enjoy the podcast, give us a like, post a comment, share this episode. Be well. Take care. We'll catch you tomorrow.